The girls are coming for the hairstylists and the way they run their business. In this video, a girl says she's walking home with wet hair because a salon wanted to charge her $50 whole extra just to dry her hair after she had already paid $240 to get her hair done, which would have brought her grand total to $290. From prices to service, let's hear why both customers and hairstylists are on the opposite side of this debate.
I need to know if this is a new normal because I'm a little shocked at the prices I'm getting quoted. I'm looking for a hairstylist for my sister-in-law's quinceañera, and I've asked for a couple of quotes and I got one back yesterday and I was very shocked. So this girl sends over her price list, and the price range for hairstyling as a guest for a quince, and this is for multiple events as a guest, $200 to $350 range. In the price sheet, she also states that she will not give you an exact quote over message. You will get the exact price the day of after she assesses your hair. Guys, I need to know if this is the new normal because I think this is a lot. I am selectively cheap. I do love to spend, but this to me just seems like isn't that the price we used to get our hair done for? I'm a little shocked.
This message is for hairstylists, nail techs, and anybody else in the beauty industry that this applies to. But the reason that we're not coming back to you is because you're charging luxury prices for services that aren't luxurious. And listen, I get it. You go to school, your product's expensive, your overhead is expensive. I get all of that. So you have to cover your costs. But I know the costs. I've been in this industry for a long time. I know what those costs are, and the prices aren't adding up for the experience. If I go to get my nails done and I go to a private suite with one nail tech and she's got people popping in and out, talking, yapping, they're on their phone, they're texting, they're making my appointment longer, they're not texting me, they don't have a snack or water there for me, or, the nails aren't filed properly, there's no massage, no scrub, no nothing. It's just I'm just there to give them my money and get a half-ass job. That's not a luxurious service. Why are your prices luxurious? Same thing with hairstylists. Hairstylists want to charge $100 an hour, which I do understand, but not if the service sucks. If you go and get a service and they do a bad job, and then when you address it, they blame you or didn't have effective communication as a professional, or you felt like they had an attitude, whatever reason, you can't charge $100 an hour. You can't, because you're not providing an excellent service. You are in the service industry. That means more than just providing the service. It means servicing an experience from the minute that they call or text you or reach out on Instagram or whatever till they're in your chair. You need to be giving them undivided attention, a water, a snack, quiet time, and touch. To me, touch is so important. If I get my nails done, I want to be massaged or get a scrub. If I get my hair done, I want you to spend a couple of minutes giving me a scalp massage at the bowl with a hot towel and aromatherapy. That is what makes a difference to me when I'm spending money on luxury services. Because I guarantee you a client will justify your price if you're giving them a full experience for it, not just a service. Because the reality is, most of these people are learning how to do their stuff at home. Most clients are learning how to do their facials, dermaplane themselves, do their nails at home, do the box dye, because you're not providing an all-encompassing experience that they can't recreate. You're giving a subpar service with a bad experience and then blaming the clients and being like, it's a luxury service. If you can't afford it, don't come. That's not why we're not coming.
My goal has never been to be a budget-friendly hairstylist. I signed up for beauty school 10 years ago with the intention in mind to make 6 figures a year eventually. And now that everything has went up in price, my goal is to make $200,000 a year at some point. And if you feel like shaming me for wanting to have a successful career, that sounds like something you need to work on with your therapist. As for who on earth would pay these prices, guess what? I do. I think a lot of people forget that hairstylists are not only hairstylists, they are also clients, mostly if you work independent and you don't have a buddy to just trade services with. My girl takes great care of me and I feel like she's worth every penny. Her prices are very similar to mine. There are some people out there that will spend $1,000 on a concert ticket or $2,000 on a handbag, while there's other people that would rather invest that money in their hair, and there's nothing wrong with that. Different strokes for different folks. For instance, today, my beautiful client in my chair is actually a hairdresser herself. She works pretty much by herself majority of the time, and she doesn't have somebody to trade services with. So she booked an appointment with me, and she is paying full price as I would if I was sitting in her chair, because we respect each other and respect our worth.
I want to talk about the hair industry right now really quickly. So I've been a stylist for almost 20 years. I've owned a salon for 10 years. And this has been one of the most bizarre holiday seasons that I think most of us have ever experienced. I've seen so many clients burnt out ever in my entire career. Every single person that is coming in is so burnt out and exhausted. So you're not alone, number one. Number two, we're not seeing that like intense rush like we used to, and you kind of gear up for that all year long, but nobody's really experiencing it. For those people that are consistently booked, they're busy, but it's like their regular schedule. And then for the drop of the holiday rush, I think that this is my theory. People saying like, well, it's your fault. You're not branding yourself properly. You're not marketing yourself properly. You need to be doing XYZ better. But I agree, because I think that there's a huge opportunity to growth, and you need to look when things like this are happening, you need to look and say like, how can I pivot with the industry? But I also think that we're seeing a shift in this like intense rush for peak seasons, and we're shifting into, which I think is way better for us, a slow, consistent burn where we're going to see less peaks and valleys. Like, for the last 15 years, it's been like, this is high season, this is low season, this is high season, this is low. And it's just like, it's so intense. And so you gear up mentally for these weeks, for months, and you just kind of wait out your slow season. But I think that the shift that we're seeing is we're going to have a nice, consistent, slow burn where we're consistently busy all year round, minus like here and there, but we're going to see more of a consistency in the industry, which I think is really great and really needed, because hair is requiring less maintenance than it used to. Stylists are better at their jobs than we were 20 years ago. Thank goodness. And we're shifting trends, and we're working more with hair types, and there's just so much change happening in terms of technology and hair and all of that. So we aren't seeing the like need for the influx of appointments all at the same time, because the maintenance of hair is just different. You can get your hair done in November and it can still look good in December. So if you are slower this season and you are feeling like, do I need to hang up my shears? I think no. I think we need to reframe our minds and think, okay, how can I shift into creating a more consistent client base that fits my lifestyle, fits my needs? How am I going to get to be making that consistent money every single month, 12 months of the year? That's going to pay off way more in the long run, and you're going to be able to create more of a branding strategy as well. So that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think.
So I have noticed a good amount of entrepreneurs, including myself, that have had to go back to work due to needing to bring in revenue.
I put the original creator below. Go ahead and check out her video. The gist of what she was asking was why nowadays that a lot of stylists are running into the problem of retention, not being able to hold on to clients and not being able to recruit clients. There's a lot of different areas to this, but a lot of the services that are being provided by today's stylists, it's not worth it. Even though I make okay money, I'm not out here just throwing it away. Every time I'm looking for goods or services, I'm running an analysis as to whether if it is worth the cost of what I'm paying for it. A lot of the comments that I got was, oh, don't look into those Instagram people. You got to pick better stylists. And no, I'm not a bust down wig install girly. For the most part, 90% of the time, a silk press. I come from the salon days. You would come in, pay $60, $50 for your silk press. You getting a wash, a condition, plastic cap on, getting sat under the dryer, or a steam treatment, and then you're coming out getting an actual leave-in conditioner, hot combed at the roots, flat iron and curled with the Marcel irons, saran wrapped under the dryer again for a couple of minutes, and then your silk press was done. Nowadays, these stylists are charging upwards to $200 for a basic silk press that does not even come standard with a conditioning treatment. than just going in raw, blow drying us, and then flat ironing us. And then we're wondering why our hair is dry and why it's breaking after a week after the silk press. And stylist's only retort is, you need to get this specific treatment, which is an addition to the silk press cost. One stylist told me everybody's natural and everybody's hair is thick. Run some specials. Bring your own bottle, meaning bring your own conditioner. We could buy those conditioners that y'all get from the Ultra Leader sale. It ain't no biggie. But like, get creative if that's the case. If it's really about inflation or if it's really about the cost of products, get creative. In this economy where every single dollar and every single penny matters, we just want to feel like things are worth it. That's my answer to that.
Now seeing all these hairstylists crash out in live time because they are finally realizing the long-term effects of what their luxury hair prices are going to mean for them in their career. And like, listen, credit where credit is due. Okay, the general public is stupid. They don't know anything about chemistry. They don't know anything about chemicals. And they really do think that they can do a black to platinum box dye in an hour for $50. You're on an uphill battle for sure when it comes to the client's knowledge of what can feasibly be done in a certain time frame with changing the color of their hair. However, also, the hair industry did start saying that all professional services were luxury. That is absolutely a thing. I vividly remember about 5 years ago, the hair industry started to say, if you can't afford to get your hair done, that's okay, but it's a luxury service. You know that you're paying for a luxury service. It's a luxury to have someone do your hair. And the prices went up. In my opinion, when I saw like the biggest price jump is when I saw that the young girls who were new on the scene in hair, the second that they started to charge for blow dries, that's when y'all started to try to outprice each other like fucking crazy. Because seasoned hair artists who've been in this industry for 10, 15, 20 years saw the client's willingness to pay the 30 extra, 40 extra bucks because they didn't want to leave the salon with their hair dripping wet. And that's what happened. I think that these hair artists were like, oh my God, I don't want to like charge them to blow dry their hair, but these other girls are charging them and they're paying it, so I'm just going to up my prices. That's what happened. I think a lot of us clocked that's what happened. And now you're just experiencing the long-term effects of when you say an entire industry is exclusive and it's luxury only, your pool is going to be smaller. Your salons are going to be more empty for sure. And I've also seen some hair artists start to say like, well, because listen, I'm 31, so I can vividly remember a time when a haircut color wash and blowout was literally like $220 max, maybe $250, because the entire services themselves would be anywhere from like $120 to $150, and then you could leave the rest $60 to $80 as like a tip to get you past that like $220 point, right? That is literally not a thing anymore. It is about $400 to get an all over color. When the hair services get to be $350 to $400, your pool is going to be smaller. Your salons are going to have less people in them. And I understand if that's what the prices should be, that's what they should be. I'm not saying you shouldn't get paid for your time or your labor, but like, let's drop this whole, oh my God, what happened? Are people sick? Did the holidays creep up? No. It's too expensive and we can't afford groceries. CEOs are telling us to eat cereal for dinner at $9 a box. So yeah, most of us are just gonna say, we can't afford that and we're gonna stop coming, period.
When did using PTO to go get your hair done become a thing? Because hear me out, no hairstylists are ever open on weekends or evenings. And I'm like, okay, you're in the service profession. You are providing a service. It's doing me a disservice by I already have to pay $350 to get my hair fully highlighted with you washing it and then blow drying it at the end. And then I have to take a day off work. And if I'm out of personal days or out of the PTO, I got to take it either from a sick leave bank that I also don't have or take the day unpaid just to get my hair done. Like, I had a hairstylist. I moved states, so I had to find a new hairstylist. And if you're a blondie or really anyone who gets their hair done in general, you know it's almost impossible to find a new person. My hair girl that I found down here loved her. She charged a good price. I tipped her well. She literally dropped me because I didn't fit into her schedule. She's like, I don't think our schedules are going to match up. I'm not doing weekends and I can't do evenings. So then who does your schedule line up for? You know, like especially being like new in your career or younger, like some of the only times that we have are evenings and weekends. If you're providing a service, you need to sometimes accommodate that. That's my hot take.
I just saw a video of a girl posting about how salons are a little bit slower right now. And no lie, a client stitched it and goes, "You're slow because you're charging too much. You're just charging too much." And I couldn't stitch her video. Shocking. But let me just tell you, hairstylists don't charge too much. You're too broke to afford what you want. There's always a stylist for every budget. You can go to the beauty school. You can go to cost cutters. You can go to Supercuts. You can get your hair done in all different places. There's opportunity for you. But if you want to go to a reputable stylist in a reputable salon who has experience, who specializes, and if the goal that you have is going to take 4 to 6 hours, it's going to cost money. So why are you shaming an artist? Why are you shaming a professional for charging too much when it just doesn't fit your budget? Like, your budget is not my problem. Kindly.
Hi, I'm all done.
Hair looks great.
Oh, thank you. Wasn't even in for that long this time.
So half a head of foils, a trim and a dry off, that'll be $489.
So sorry. Wait, sorry, how come? How come it's so much?
I mean, you had foils cut and a blow dry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just got a dry off, so it's not a blow dry. It's not a blow dry. Maybe we could take that off.
Time is money. Can we fix up payment?
Yep. Yeah, no problem.
Great. Will that be cash or card?
Do you take Apple Watch?
Yep, just go ahead and tap.
Oh no, I meant do you accept it as payment?
Wasn't gonna say anything today, but I'm on the hairdresser nail tech side of TikTok where it's like outpricing clients, luxury prices, no luxury services. Tell me why I see a hairdresser in the comments saying you guys just aren't picking the right people. And then she goes on and she's like, it's like when women get abused, they're choosing the wrong men. Y'all are choosing the wrong hairstylists. It's like, no, y'all are complaining that nobody's in y'all's salons. I think you guys have ruined the industry. A lot of people come out the gate, they get out of beauty school, cosmetology school, and they're like, oh, this is a luxury service, so here are my luxury prices, when in all actuality, your first few years of experience are supposed to be you building clientele, you building rapport, you honing in on your craft, learning the business side of things. Those luxury prices shouldn't be hitting you till you're like 15, 20 years deep into the industry. And I'm sure people who have that type of experience are looking at y'all like, yeah, I don't know why y'all are pricing yourself so expensive. Your craft is probably shit. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like we're going to these salons, and yes, they're beautiful, but just because you got hired on by a really pretty area, a really pretty salon that somebody with the experience probably, built up for themselves and they're hiring you on, that doesn't mean you put your prices to look like that as well. You're the affordable one in that business. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you're gaining experience, and there's nothing wrong with that. Part of the reason why many are okay with paying luxury prices to experienced individuals is because of the customer service aspect, because of the trust that's been built, because they know that their stylists, their tech has learned them down. So yeah, they're willing to pay those prices. But yeah, even in these comments, it's like very apparent how much y'all don't know shit about business. You don't know shit about customers. It's very sad to see like everybody just blaming clients when y'all are the ones posting videos. Why is my salon empty? Are you serious?
I just saw a video of a hairstylist coming on here talking about how she hasn't had as many clients this season as she is used to having. She kind of went on a rant, so it was kind of hard to follow. I was kind of mostly reading the comments, and a lot of people were trying to let her know, like, we can't afford to get our hair done at the prices that are expected these days. And I have to agree, like, my hairstylist, super reasonable, best hairstylist ever. I love her so much. But I've noticed, especially with like a lot of hairstylists coming and doing hair on TikTok, that the prices are a lot more than what I can afford, and a lot more than what most people in this economy can probably afford. I am all about like charge what you think that you deserve. If you think that your trim warrants like $200, then charge that. But you have to keep into account that not a lot of people can afford that. You're taking a risk on losing clientele, and only having a select few people that can afford such a price. So for me, whenever I'm not a hairstylist, I do beauty services, I do facials, makeup, waxing, henna, etc. And when I was trying to determine how much I wanted to charge, of course I took into account how much products are and how much my time is worth and all of that. But the biggest reason I chose the prices that I did was because I wanted to take into account my demographic. I was just starting out. My main goal was to get as many clients as possible. And whenever you are charging quite a lot of money, for a service that is a luxury, you take the risk of losing clientele or not being able to gain a clientele because people simply can't afford it in this economy. So when I was doing my research, I looked at surrounding towns, what they may charge for a similar service. I Googled what the average price is, and I went on the lower side. I would rather have a bunch of clients that can afford my service than have a select few that can, and not be as busy. So when I'm taking in more clients, they tell their friends and they tell their friends, therefore I get more appointments, therefore I'm making more money than if I had a couple clients and charged a lot more. Frankly, I could charge a lot more, but I don't want to. I love my clients. I don't want to mess up their schedule. I know it's hard to live in this economy. Getting a facial is a luxury, and I'm so grateful for the people that keep coming to me even with what's going on in the world. I know for a fact that I can't afford like a $400 haircut or whatever the case. So for my facials, I could easily charge $300, but I charge a fraction of that price. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm so perfect. But I think that the issue is she asked a question. She asked why. She wanted to know why. She came on here and complained. It's a public forum. People were trying to tell her, this is why, girl. Like, we can't afford it. And in the comments, I noticed that she was quite argumentative, which, I get like coming on here saying stuff and not really realizing, like kind of living in the clouds, not really understanding. But when people are actively telling you and answering the question that you ask, and then you're going to come back at them with like a bad attitude and arguing when they're just trying to explain like their point of view, that's not a good look. I think that maybe she should probably step back and read the comments and either adjust her prices or don't. But, now she should understand why there's a deflux in her appointments.
So I keep seeing videos of cosmetologists coming on here saying that they are shocked that their chairs aren't filled. And I'm deeply concerned for this group of people, these cosmetologists that have no idea what the problem is. It was paying for the blow dry, babe. That's what did it. Okay? That's what sent people over the edge. The price is going up. Oh, I've moved up in ranking. Oh yeah, I'm raising my prices. Okay. Like we can only tolerate that for so long, right? But when you start making us pay for our hair to be blow dried just so we can all see the final product, like that's actually crazy work. It's crazy work. And I'm genuinely concerned if you cannot see that as an issue. Okay. It's not only the prices, because about 6 months ago, everyone was saying like, hey guys, like something's not right. Like this industry doesn't feel the same as it used to. And we were told it's a luxury service. So, I mean, if you can't afford it, then, and we're like, okay, bet, then like we won't do it. This is what I've noticed from an outside perspective. And you can take this and say, I'm a big fool, or you can be like, man, maybe she's got a point, but this is what it is. You guys have lost a sense of community. You've lost a sense of empathy for your client, and you want a revolving chair. You don't want repeat clients. And that's exactly it. Is your basis of your business is going to be your return clients. It's getting to know your clients. It's making it feel like a luxury service, because it is no longer a luxury service. When we are walking out of salon with wet hair, or we have to pay $50 or $60 to get it blow dried just so we can see the final result, that's an issue. When you're having a half-ass consultation with someone and in the end, they end up not liking their hair because you guys didn't execute what was supposed to be done or give like thorough explanation as to what the client was to expect. When you guys are sending clients home when they're like, I'm not liking this, instead of being like, what can we do to fix it? That's what's changed. Okay. You guys need to channel back like 15 years ago. There used to actually be a sense of excitement to go get your hair done, to chat with your hairstylist friend, to know you were going to get quality work, to know that they were going to care if you ended up liking your hair or not. I will also add that in this day and age, there actually is no excuse to be butchering a haircut. There is so much education out there nowadays for hairstylists that a newbie should be able to 100% execute a standard haircut, a trim, a layered cut. I mean, that's literally the basics of cosmetology. And I guess I should add, I did go to cosmetology school. So like that's like the very basis, okay? And we aren't even executing that. So I will say again, if you guys don't know what the problem is, like that concerns me more than you guys not having people in your chair. It concerns me that you guys can't see the real problem.
I do hair, and the industry is literally going so downhill right now. If you have seen the videos of just people complaining, I totally get it. I've done hair, I started hair school when I was 17, and I'm 22 now. So for a 22-year-old, I've done hair for pretty much as long as you can do it for. And I've assisted amazing stylists. I've worked my booty off. Am I the best at everything? No. Like, don't come get a pixie cut from me. Don't come get a men's cut from me. But blonding, color services, yeah, I am pretty proud. But still, I've only been doing hair for 4 or 5 years. And when I have clients come in and tell me that what they were charged by a girl that also, like, just got out of hair school, and I'm not even talking that has done hair for 4 or 5 years, that has literally just gotten out of hair school, and they are charging $400, $500, $300 even. No, you don't get to do that. And this whole movement of hair is a luxury service, so we charge luxury prices, and if you don't want to get your hair done because you can't afford it, you're destroying your clientele. Like, you're destroying your business. Of course, hair is a luxury. Like, if you can't pay your rent, yeah, you don't get extensions and a full foil that month. But I think, like, growing up, everybody had their hair done. Like, growing up, every woman and teenage girl, pretty much, they had their hair done. They had it colored. They had something done to it. And, of course, it's a luxury. Like, I didn't grow up, like, in the poorest city in America, but everybody had their nails done. Like, just the same thing with nails. Don't even get me started on nails. I don't get my nails done anymore. That's different. I'm not in that industry, but I can speak for hair, and you girls are acting so entitled. It's gross. You're not doing a good job. I'm fixing all your freaking color. I'm doing color corrections, which don't even get me started on color correct, because going dark to light is not a color correction, and you can't charge somebody $500 to add highlights in after they gotten all over color. That's not a color correction. It's just literally insane, and people are so entitled, and I think hair school is booming right now because I have so many clients that are in hair school, and they say that there's like so many people in their class and stuff. I think it's booming because of TikTok, because people are like posting like what I make in a day, and they're making $1,800 and doing partial foils, and it's ridiculous, and that's not gonna last. That's not gonna last. And I'm not saying like hair is not an artistry. It is, but like, also, do you want to make money? Because you don't get paid $100 an hour all the time, especially if you just, like, think about the people that make $100 an hour. And I know our economy is terrible. Like, it is, and it costs a lot to rent out a place. The overhead's a lot. The product is so much more even than when I started hair in 2020. But you guys are going insane. And you're being rude to your clients, first of all, too. Like, you're being so rude to people that want to get their hair done, acting like you're entitled to their money. No, babe, they pay you. Like, when I do hair in Hawaii, the most expensive city, I mean, probably like New York, LA, Hawaii, right? Honolulu. My average ticket price is $200, and these girls are getting a full foil, not a full foil, a full foil, a gloss. So expensive, nice quality toner, root tat, balayage, wet balayage if they want, like, and cut, all for like around $200, maybe more than $200. But I looked up the prices around that area. Crazy. I am in Kansas City right now. Prices for hair here, crazy. I have girls coming in telling me that they pay $180 for a haircut, blow dry, and curl. That you can't do that. And if you're one of the hairstylists, especially baby hairstylists, like new hairstylists that's saying hair is a luxury and this is what I have to charge, and you haven't gone through an assistant program, you haven't gone through extra classes, you're getting all your knowledge just from hair school, and you think you're going to walk out of school and charge $300 and do a partial foil and call it a lived-in color because it's a luxury and charge $300 for it. Because some people are, a lot of people are, and a lot of people are doing that. And I actually worked for a salon that briefly, like for a few weeks, because it was just, their ethics were so bad. But if you're charging $300, $400 for a quality service, you literally better be massaging their feet while they process. Like, I'm not kidding. No, it's not gonna be sustainable. You might get to do that for a few years, but it's not gonna last your career, and you're not gonna... Hairstyling, there's not many millionaire hairstylists. There just isn't. There just isn't. It's a trade. I chose to not go to college. I went to trade school, and it gives you freedom. It has a lot of other benefits, but I'm not gonna become a millionaire from doing hair, which was never my goal. I don't want to be a millionaire. I mean, sure, I'll be a millionaire, but I know I'm not going to become a millionaire from doing foils all day. And not to discredit hair. Again, I love it. But you guys, people need to wake up, because how you're treating your clients is disgusting. Your attitude on social media, your attitude about hair is disgusting. You look stupid. And just that alone, you're not going to get clients. If you're being entitled to your client during your consultation, if you ask, what is your budget? And then they're like, oh, my budget is $450. And they're like, perfect. It is $450. Are you kidding me? No, you don't get to do that. And I don't want to do hair forever. My mom's been in the industry for 30 years now. I don't want to be in the industry forever. I think it can be toxic for a bunch of reasons, but I'm so lucky to have had this as I've basically grown up and became an adult, because it has just given me so much freedom. It has given me good money. I make good money, but I don't make what I see on TikTok, and it does get in my head a little bit, because I'm like, that's ugly, that's bad hair, and I do way better than that, and I would never charge that. And it's kind of disheartening, but I'm not going to just go charge $300 for a partial because I know other girls charge $300 for a partial. So that's my take on it from a hairstylist. There's a bunch of pros and cons in this industry, and hopefully someday I'll get out of it and I want to do other things. And not hopefully someday I'll get out of it oh my god, I can't wait. I love doing it now, like I said, but it's hard on your body and stuff like that in the long run. So yeah, I don't want to do it for the next 25 years, but I love it now. And you guys look dumb on the internet with what you're saying, and it's rude, and you look mean, and you're not going to get any clients by that. So just saying.